All right, welcome everybody. Mans and Flowers Show, Fantasy Alarm TV. How y'all feeling on right before Week 7 of the NFL season? Ray Flowers joins me as always. What's up, Ray?
Hey, Jeff, same old, same old. Looking forward to some Week 7 football talk, some baseball talk, whatever else you got planned for us.
You always got something going on with you and your wardrobe, don't you? You're always making a statement somehow.
Yeah, I wanted to go Halloween today, but you tried to tell me that, Ray, it's not Halloween week yet.
It's not Halloween yet. We're going to wait. We're going to do the Mans and Flowers Show Halloween Spectacular here. Maybe we'll do it for next week. But in the meantime, Ray, I know you're itching to talk a little baseball, that's for sure, because your San Francisco Giants are, just home, another World Series appearance, another NL pennant, whatever. Has it become old hat to you at this point?
No. I mean, it's amazing. 3 World Series in 5 years now. And as a Bay Area fan, someone who grew up here, I know the Giants have been to 21 World Series. Oh, this will be their 21st World Series. Obviously, that has not happened a lot in the recent past. A lot of that has to do with when they were in New York. Only the Yankees have been to the World Series more. But
you can't count those New York. I hate that.
Of course you count those.
Oh, we've been to 21. No, you don't. You weren't alive. It didn't matter. Nobody living was alive for most of them. Or like 5 people were alive for some of the last one.
Not Christy Mathewson's gone, so you're right about that.
He is.
Do you want me to talk a little bit about the Giants? I'm going to talk a little bit about the Giants. I heard a pause.
I know you can't. Well, let's examine the World Series here. You got the Royals. I'm excited about the Royals. I love underdogs. I love the new teams, all that kind of stuff. But as far as the Royals are concerned, Ray, listen, let's cut all the BS here. Is this the worst World Series team ever?
Well, the Giants and the Royals are the first matchup in the history of baseball where the two teams in the championship game, neither one won 90 games.
Right.
The Royals haven't been to the World Series since 1985. They have won 11 straight games, which is amazing. It's a record for one playoff season. The Giants have won 9 straight series, which is the second longest streak in history behind a Yankees 98 to 2001. I think this battle actually comes down to one thing, and it might be the bullpen for both teams, Jeff. It's absolutely spectacular on both sides. Greg Holland saved 4 games in the League Championship Series, which ties the all-time record. That bullpen's got an ERA of about 1.13, for the playoffs.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Power arms. Just power arms, crazy bullpen. Let's, real quick, I want to talk about bullpens and just, it is so important with the way starting pitching is in today's day and age, in today's Major League Baseball, with most pitchers going barely over 5 innings, let alone 6 or 7 anymore. No more complete games for the most part, very seldom. Bullpens are so important. It's demonstrated here in this World Series, no question about it, by these two teams making it. In fantasy, as we go into next year and all that, right? You and I have been on this train for a couple of years now, mentioning that starting pitching, okay, but the breakdown, the wear and tear, if you can get a couple elite bullpen arms, look at what Wade Davis did for fantasy owners this year. Should we be adjusting? Should this be the takeaway from these two teams in the World Series for fantasy purposes next year?
Yeah, one of the reasons the Giants have had all the success they have had, Javier Lopez, 15 straight outings without a run, Santiago Casillas, 17 straight outings without a run, and Jeremy Appelt, 19 straight outings without a run in the playoffs. Those 3 guys are closing down the end of games, and we see teams do that in the regular season as well. The problem is predicting which arms will fall apart. That's where we're at now. If you can get a Craig Kimbrell or a Greg Holland or a Kenley Jansen, it might be worth doing that. Aroldis Chapman. These guys not only give you massive strikeout totals, they are consistent. There's so much turnover in the 9th inning. We will spend a lot of time in the 2015 Fantasy Arm Draft Guide for baseball, breaking down all those bullpens to give people the advice on which guys, they may not have the big names, though, have the big arms to be productive members of their fantasy squad.
Hell yeah, Ray Flowers. Love it. Always selling. That's ABC. Ray Flowers is always closing, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Fantasy Alarm Basketball Guide is available right now, as a matter of fact. And I know, Ray, you helped out with that. Mark Kaplan did a great job. For all you Hoops fans out there, just go to FantasyAlarm.com, find the basketball guide. You get it free with a deposit to DraftKings. Bing, boom, bang. Nice and easy for all you guys. Let's switch gears a little bit now to football, Ray Flowers. And what I want to talk about today is players that could reclaim their seasons that have been terrible thus far. A lot of disappointing players that were taken early on, Ray. Let's talk about some guys who maybe can they or can't they resurrect their season. First guy, let's start at quarterback. Let's go with RG3, who Been out for a while now with a broken ankle. He's practiced this week. It looks like, might be a week 8 return, maybe a week 9 or 10, but he's coming soon. When RG3 reclaims the starting job, can he reclaim his fantasy season?
Well, the Redskins don't seem to know. When RG3 got hurt, they acted like it was the greatest thing they'd ever seen because now they could go to Kirk Cousins. And while Kirk Cousins is throwing for more than 310 yards a game, while he's averaging 2 touchdowns a game, he's throwing a ton of interceptions, he's making a bunch of mistakes, and they're not winning football games. So now we're hearing RG3, all of a sudden RG3 is going to get back out there. I think ultimately football comes down to whether you win or not. If Kirk Cousins had been winning football games, I don't think they would have gone back to RG3. But because Cousins hasn't been able to deliver those victories, I think RG3, as soon as he's healthy, he does get back under center, Jeff.
I think that, it goes a long way because Cousins is a top 13 fantasy producer this season, and he's, there's 2 games where he wasn't even the starting quarterback. Thus, I think Cousins better for fantasy than RG3. RG3 might end up being better for the Redskins. Let's look at running backs now. Ray Flowers. And what do you do with Zach Stacy? It was a complete mess. They're splitting carries now. Trey Mason is involved, so it's a 3-way split between him, Cunningham, and Stacy. Can Zach Stacy reclaim his season?
Well, I mean, he was fine, and then he didn't get work, and then they said after the game he was still healthy physically, and then, now his ankle's bothering him. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty with the backfield. We know that Jeff Fisher traditionally likes one back. He's not one of these running back by committee guys. But Zach Stacy is a volume back, and if they're not going to give him the volume, he's not very attractive. He had been catching passes, which was a nice boost to his value right now. But with the health concerns, with the loss of snaps, with the loss of touches, Benny Cunningham is really close. And Trey Mason is exciting. He might be the best runner of the 3, but as we saw even when he was used last week, he didn't get a lot of snaps. So for now, Zach Stacy, I don't think he can reclaim his value. I don't think he can be a potential 10 or 12 overall running back. He might have a hard time being an RB2.
Trey Mason's going to cut in the carries. What about Doug Martin in Tampa Bay? Can he reclaim his season?
No, I don't think he can. Well, maybe he can. Probably has a better chance than Stacy.
He can't. Wait, Doug Martin can't, but Zach Stacy can? Is that what you're telling me, or am I misunderstanding?
No, backwards. Let's reverse that. I think that Doug Martin can. Okay. I don't think either of them necessarily are a great bet to do it. I'm not enamored with Bobby Rainey. And even though Martin has struggled, the coaching staff, unlike Stacy, the coaching staff has maintained support for Doug Martin, and Martin's still getting the majority of carries. I don't know. What do you think, Jeff? I mean, it's a mess.
It's all the difference in the world. You're completely right on with the analysis there. The coaching staff believes in one, and the other one just simply doesn't. Whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent, that's not for us to say. As fantasy owners, all we can do is adjust to that, and those are the facts. I think Martin can reclaim his season because he's going to be given an opportunity. I do not think Stacy can because he's not going to be. How about C.J. Spiller? He's another guy. Doug Maroney loves him but doesn't like him. We can't figure out C.J. Spiller. Played 17 snaps last week. Can he reclaim his season, Ray Flowers?
I don't think he can in Buffalo. Now, the trade deadline is October 28th. There's a chance he gets traded because his contract is up, I think, at the end of the season. Maybe they'll look to move him. That trades very rarely happen. We saw Trent Richardson last year. It's one of the few rare instances of an elite level or borderline elite level player getting dealt. Spiller's not utilized properly. We've talked about that. The Bills seem to be the only people in the world that don't understand the correct way to deploy Spiller. Last week we saw him fumble and he ended up with less than 20% of the snaps, which was half of his normal workload. Unless Fred Jackson gets hurt or unless he's traded, I don't think C.J. Spiller can this year, Jeff.
Let's talk quickly about wide receivers. Cordero Patterson, can he reclaim his season this year at Ray Flowers? Great week 1, has done jack since.
Nothing. What's he, 51st in a PPR setup at wide receiver? No, he can't. Yeah. He is a touchdown-dependent player. They keep saying they're going to get him more involved. They haven't figured out how to get him more involved. He just needs more work.
Can't catch the football. He can't catch the football outside of against his body. What about Percy Harvin? Can he reclaim his season?
No, he can't. The Seahawks will not throw the ball downfield. They don't throw the football. There's like 9 quarterbacks in football who have completed more passes than Russell Wilson has attempted. Right now, Percy Harvin has fewer catches than Marcus Wheaton and fewer yards than Mike Williams. He's not reclaiming it, Jeff.
Mike Williams, who does. I agree with both of those. What about Keenan Allen struggling with the Chargers last week? I thought he was going to have a big week. Didn't. Can he reclaim his season, Ray Flowers?
He can. Eddie Royal can't stay healthy or keep up his pace. Malcolm Floyd cannot withstand his pace and stay healthy either.
20-plus yards per catch for Malcolm Floyd. It's been amazing, and I agree. Keenan Allen not only can reclaim a season, he will, and that's going to do it for the Mans and Flowers show. Everybody tune in next week once again. We'll talk more baseball, more football, and some hoops. For Ray Flowers, this is Jeff Mans and Fantasy Alarm TV.